You will be mine, it's a matter of time. You will be mine, it's a matter of time.
This is the brand tuned M1000R, and I get to do my first cold start on it since the tune. Let's check it. That's awesome. Doesn't do the high revving thing anymore. Love it. Love it. Let's see how this Brent tune goes in the daily grind. I've got Race Pro mode on with direct throttle and road suspension settings. Oh man, that quick shifter. It's so good. The remarkable thing about these brakes too, like it's cold, the bike is cold, I've just started it. First hit of the brakes, bang, they bite. The only bike I've owned that I can recall that immediate braking effectiveness. Oh, everything about this is just so good now. Every time I do a shift, it's like orgasmic. So good. And when you used to turn it on first up in the morning, it'd have this like, it'd be like a pre-coital sewing machine. It's not anymore, it's just cool. It's like a relaxed customer. Oh, that exhaust valve. I've been thinking about the difference between the sound this bike makes with the exhaust valve open versus the double R, and I suspect it had everything to do with the Akrapovic shorty I had on the double R. That Akrapovic, it droned so bad. This SC project, I'm going to be honest, I'm so happy with it. Looked at a couple of other videos online. I know one fellow YouTuber just put a Leo Vichy shorty on hers. It didn't sound very good by her, in her opinion. This just straight out of the box sounds pretty bloody good. And with this Brent tune, oh, it's so good. Look, I mean, if I went and got headers, I am curious, you know. I am curious as to whether I should go and get headers. Now that I'm happy there's no dronathon, do I go and get headers? Oh, GoPro's such a pain in the ass. Just turns off for no reason. No reason. Just had enough. Just had enough recording, so I'm going to turn it off. GoPro. Actually, I've got a couple of observations about my camera. Is that on? My camera setup. Firstly, this Insta360 X3, I'm not sure about it. The footage is good, but there's a couple things about it that are really weird. Firstly, it just sometimes decides not to record audio, like just random. I don't change the settings at all, but just randomly does not record audio. Like about every fourth or fifth recording, it just doesn't record audio, which is a right pain in the ass. And the other thing is, turning it on and off with thick gloves on, it's almost impossible. Whereas the X2 down here has got a massive button on the other side, massive button. It's so easy to operate. And so I'm going to take the X3 back to Camzilla where I bought it and ask them about that volume issue, because I reckon that's a fault. It's not a settings issue. I wonder if anyone else had that experience. It's a right pain in the ass. However, the GoPro, you just got to always check to make sure it's on, because it just randomly decides I've had enough, which is really, really dumb. Really dumb. Anyway, so the Brent tune now on this, I love the sound of it. I am thinking about the full system. I don't want to turn it into something so loud that it's a pain in the ass. That's my only drama. But anyone with experience, please share it. And if you think it's worthwhile, I'll do it. I'll do it on this German giant, which I'm now referring to as the GOAT. I've renamed it from Darth Vader to the greatest of all time. Now that's don't read into that when I do my reveal, my XODAS greatest of all time bike reveal, don't automatically assume it's going to be this. I've had an epiphany in the last few days about what's important to me with motorcycling, and I'm going to reveal my favourite bike of all time. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a massive event. I'm thinking about booking out my driveway and inviting myself to that review, but you'll join me, I'm sure, to that reveal. I imagine it'll be the motorcycling highlight of your year, maybe even your life. I want to talk about, oh, look at that beautiful, geez, we're having a great winter in terms of sunshine. It has been beautiful this winter. We had 3 years of El Nino, whatever it's called, which has rained for all year for 3 years, and now it's the opposite. It's beautiful. Great for motorcycling, not so great if you're a skier, I imagine. Not that the ski slopes here are that good. Yeah, I want to talk about keeping it real. Like, I mean, I've got a lot of, there's a lot of channels I subscribe to on YouTube that I love, and I've been following certain YouTubers for a long time. And my favourite YouTube videos, particularly in the realm of moto vlogging, are characters who just tell great yarns that are directly related to their motorcycling experience, where it's a bit raw and unpolished. I love that. I love it. Keeping it real. A few of my faves over the years, they've got all shiny. It's like those bands you go to watch when they're in their, early sort of growth phase, and they're just awesome. They're loud, they're raw, they improvise, they occasionally make mistakes, but they're just awesome. And then they make the big time, and some producer gets hold of them, turns them into some slick show, but they lose their raw edge that made them great in the first place. And you see that on YouTube, people get to a couple 100,000 subscribers, next minute they've got all the flash stuff going on. And look, I get it. I mean, you're always investing in your tech, but suddenly it becomes about money. And what I find is, once it becomes about money and people start making an earn from something, good on them for doing that. It's an awesome achievement. But suddenly you have these conflicts where you can't necessarily be your true self and to really just honestly say what you think, because you might have someone paying your bills, a sponsor or whatever. And there are some great YouTubers who've got like squillions of subscribers who have maintained the rage and the rawness, and they'll go down to a motorcycle dealer that might be, I don't know, I'll just make one up, it might be a BMW dealer, and they acknowledge that, but then they get on the bike, the BMW, they review it, and they don't like it, and they say they don't like it. I love that. I love that. It's awesome. It's when you start getting distortion because of money and scale that I start not tuning in so much anymore on those channels. Anyway, that's just my excuse for basically being half-assed and trying to keep it real. And mine's a tiny channel. I got a few hundred subscribers, whatever. But I'm just gonna keep it real as long as I can, and just be honest, tell the truth, and share the daily experiences, as ridiculous as they might be, and not take myself or life too seriously. On that note, I'm about to run out of gasoline, so I'm going to go and fill her up. I'll be right back. You heard it here first. Okay, let's focus on the Bryn tunability. Oh, the low speed fueling. Really great. Yeah, the usability of direct throttle in these conditions is now absolutely 10 out of 10. I saw a video from one fellow YouTuber with one of these bikes, a couple of videos now, about vibrations. He's thinking about getting rid of the bike because of vibrations. He reckons he's getting the vibrations through the pegs as well as the handlebars. And he reckons it's getting worse, more worser, the more he rides the bike. And he's got the bar risers too. I can honestly report vibration has not been an issue. Just has not. Certainly nothing through the pegs. And I've got the risers, I've got the pegs in their more relaxed position. But I mean, I don't know, maybe they're riding around at higher RPM than me, quite possibly. So if I just stay in second, I can feel vibrations if they're riding. Yeah, if you're if you're riding in that mid-range all the time, maybe, but I don't know why you would ride like that, because the torque is so good that you don't need to. And I've got no vibration happening right now, none. So I wonder if it's some kind of setup issue with the motorcycle. I don't know, tyres, or I don't know, maybe there's a problem with it. But I'm just not noticing now. I did notice it on the RR. Okay, I did notice on that module. I probably did ride that in higher in the rev range. It didn't have the same torque down low, so oh Jesus, nice work. So yeah, maybe I rode that with higher RPM. But that used to get a numb throttle hand on that. I certainly have never had that on this at all. So I don't know quite what the story there is. And a few other people commented on his YouTube videos that they had similar experiences. I'm not having that experience, and I ride this thing a lot. I ride for long rides. Maybe it's a riding style thing. Maybe because I short shift a lot. Maybe I don't experience the same thing, but I have not noticed vibrations, excessive vibrations, at all. So there you go. I don't know if I'm alone in that. Maybe I am. Maybe I have internal shock absorbers. I don't know. Let me know if you've had no vibrations. An update on the Street Fighter. I am going to get my hands on the latest Street Fighter V4 and do a back-to-back comparison. I've got my ways of getting a Street Fighter. I've got a mate who is very good friends with a dealer principal at a Ducati dealership, so I'm going to weasel my way in and try and get that bike for a few hours to give it a proper comparison to this, because I reckon that's the title fight in the naked class at the moment. I think this bike's left most of the competitors behind, and the Ducati's been recently updated, so that should be an interesting head-to-head, very different style, a different approach in terms of V4 versus inline 4. So we will see. We will see. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, those are my daily musings. I'm going to enjoy this spring tune and this weather. See you later. You're a fast runner. You're so fast. You're so fast.